This month, we are going to make our finances work for us, and that includes making sure we're taking advantage of every single type of bank account that you can have. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 4 different bank accounts that you should have, and I'm going to correspond them with a level. And as the level increases, the number of people who have this bank account decreases. And if we're trying to be that person when it comes to having money, you want to stay to the very end where I share the level 4 bank account that you need to have if we're trying to level up. The first account is a checking account if you are in the States, and if you are in the UK, then this account type is known as the current account. And this is your everyday account. It's the account where you probably receive your salary. If you've got any direct debits for things like your telephone or going to the gym, then chances are your direct debits come out of this account. The reason why this account is really useful, if we have a budget tracker, is it allows you to collate really quickly what your income is from your different revenue streams, and it can also help you collate what your expenses are. Now, depending on your bank, there are banks that categorize your spending for you, so all you literally need to do is go through the app and literally just take out the information that you need. Level 2 is the savings account. Most people do not have a savings account, and if they do have a savings account, they haven't realized how bad the idea of a savings account is. So before we get to why it's bad, a savings account is basically an account that allows you to earn interest on the money that is left inside the account, and the bank determines the rate of interest. The reason why I do not like savings account if you have a large amount of money is the interest rates are quite poor. So let's say you had £1,000 in your savings account and the bank were offering you 4.1% in interest every year. So that works out as £410 in interest, which is just about £3.42 every single month. Now, depending on where you live, £3.42 isn't going to change your life. So rather than leaving large amounts of money in a savings account, it's better to actually invest it and make a lot more. And another thing that people don't know is inflation is real. And right now inflation sits at 2%. So you're taking home a lot less than whatever it is the bank is offering to give you on an annual basis. From my experience, I found that a savings account is great if you want to put a small amount of money inside a pot that you want to earn interest on and you want to be able to access. Level 3 is an ISA. This is the point where the drop-off rate literally is at its peak. A lot of people don't know what an ISA is, and it's crazy because it's money that's kind of free that can actually put you in a better position in the future. So an ISA stands for an individual savings account, and every year the government allows you to put £20,000 into this savings account. Any interest, any capital gains, any dividends that arises from the money that has been put into this ISA, you do not pay tax on, so it's great. If you have heard about an ISA, is the stocks and share ISA, which basically allows you to invest in the stock market, which for years and years and years has averaged a return of 7 to 10%, which is a lot higher than if you keep your money in a typical savings account. There are in total 4 different types of ISAs that you can have. You can have a cash ISA, you can have a stocks and share ISA, like I literally just touched on, you can have a lifetime ISA, and you can have an innovative finance ISA. So really quickly, a cash ISA basically allows you to take a pot of cash, put it into the ISA, you earn interest on that cash, and you don't pay any taxes on it. And how much interest that you make depends on if you pick a variable rate or a fixed rate. So a variable rate basically means that the interest rate changes, whereas a fixed rate means that the interest stays the same for the duration. The second one, the stocks and share ISA, allows you to invest in the stock market. The lifetime ISA is one that not many people know. It helps people buy their first property. So if you're under the age of 40 and you haven't purchased your first property, you can put up to £4,000 every single year into your lifetime ISA, and you will get 25% as interest. And you can choose either to take the money that you've got in there and use it to purchase your first property, or your pension. Now, there are specific caveats when it comes to how the lifetime ISA can be used when purchasing property, so definitely read the T's and C's. And then the last one is the innovative finance ISA. You're using your money a bit like how a bank would use your money. So you basically take the money in this ISA pot and you lend it to another individual or to another business. Level 4, which is the last level, is a credit card account. And the reason why I have placed credit cards as level 4 is because a lot of people use them incorrectly and as a result have a bad experience with credit cards and then talk badly about them. It is possible to have a credit card and never have to pay interest on the credit card, because I've done it myself. I've never paid interest on any of my credit cards. The reason why credit cards are a hidden gem is you actually get rewards for money that you are going to have to spend anyway. And there are different types of rewards that you can get with credit cards depending on which credit card provider. Very common for some credit card companies to offer points which can be used with airlines, gift cards, cashback deals in store, or you can get a certain percentage off your shopping with a specific retail brand. One thing that I will say, again, I'm not a financial expert, I'm just a doctor and a girl in her 20s who happens to be a little bit of a finance nerd. One thing that I will say is having a credit card is great because it allows you to build your credit footprint in the finance banking world. And when it comes to having to borrow, you can have higher credit limits, which can help with projects that require a large amount of money. You can get better interest rates in comparison to other people, even if the economy is rubbish, because the bank who is lending you that money or giving you that credit limits knows that if you happen to max out, they're going to get their money back without having to chase you for it. So if you've got to the end of this video or this part of the video, then you're probably thinking that is a lot of accounts, but why do I need them all? So I want to give you a little bit of history in terms of how banks use you to make more money. The bank is using the money that is stored to fund the lending for that individual. And of course, if that individual defaults, they get interest. So in other words, they have made money lending out your money to someone else. So yeah, that is my little ramble when it comes to the different bank accounts that you should have. Let me know how many of the 4 you have, because it'll just be interesting to know. And I will also link other videos in relation to money and finances at the end of this video so you can watch them too. Hopefully that was helpful. I hope it was. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.